Hi everyone. Today we will explore a beautiful and intellectually rich poem by Rosebud Ben Oni, which is titled All Palaces Are Temporary Palaces. This poem blends science, emotion, philosophy, and poetic imagery in a way that challenges us to think about the world around us and the future we are creating. Through a conversation between the poet and her young niece, it raises a deep questions about existence, progress, and meaning of life. So, without wasting any time, let's move on to the chapter. Let's begin by understanding the background of the chapter. Rosebud Benoni is a contemporary poet known for weaving scientific concepts with personal identity and emotional themes. This poem was published in Vandal Poem of the Day on 4th March 2022, and the tone of the poem is reflective, futuristic, intimate, and philosophical. It examines big ideas like technology, impermanence, human anxieties, and cosmic wonders through a simple conversation with her niece. Notice how personal and universal themes are balanced throughout the poem. So the poem opens with a call from the poet's 6-year-old niece who is asking about asteroid mining, which is a futuristic science-based concern. This detail may sound humorous or surreal, but it reflects how the next generation is already thinking about science and its implications. The poet is trying to calm her niece and talks about metals like gold, silver, platinum, etc., making the conversation both informative and comforting. She also makes ironic observations like people are already getting married underwater and driving cars on coral reefs, which points out how technology is being used for extravaganza or luxury, often at the cost of the environment. The people are not even concerned about their environment. How so? Here the poet is juxtaposing two images. One is the image of a 6-year-old girl who's a very who's innocent and very much concerned about the futuristic uh, actions of actions like asteroid mining and all, but at the same time she is placing another image of a person who is more concentrated on the materialistic things, and they are using technology for their extravaganza even at the cost of their environment. As the poem progresses, it becomes more philosophical. The poet introduces scientific ideas like quark, anti-quark, and asking, without contrast or difference, would anything exist? So, this is a deep metaphor about how opposites define existence. Opposites are the things that define existence. Then the niece asks, why are we here? So it is just a question about existence. Like, why are we here? Why are we standing here? But it is an age old question that reflects growing existential awareness. It's philosophical. The poet lingers in the moment and recalls a personal memory in Woodside, Queens. That's a place representing a comforting memory from the chaos of futuristic worries. The poem ends with a hopeful vision, a world without fences or fracking, where science is used positively and imaginatively, where there is no boundaries for imagination, there is no boundaries for spreading humanity. This poem is a perfect fusion of science and emotion. The poet often compares cosmic particles and atomic structures with human emotions, anxieties, dreams. It questions the impermanence of technological and societal achievements. All our human achievements are impermanent. It suggests the palaces. It's in the heading, it's in the title itself. All palaces are temporary palaces, whereas palace suggests luxuries, progress, grandeur. But all these things are temporary. One day, all these things will meet its end. But what's lasting? What is the thing that lasts forever? Is connection and meaning, like the one she shares with her niece. Actually, all the innovations, all the scientific innovations, all the achievements, all the wealth we have will meet its doomsday one day. But what is held back is the moment or the moments we shared with others, or the connection and the meaning. So the poem reminds us how science and human emotions are not separate, they coexist in our questions, dreams, and understanding of the world. Let's move on to the key themes of the poetry. First of all, it's impermanence. All achievements, structures, and even places, palaces are temporary. Existential curiosity. Children, like the poet's niece, question our purpose in the universe. Next is scientific exploration. Concepts like pentaquarks and asteroid mining are not just science, they are symbols of human curiosity. Then comes environmental concerns. The poem criticizes misuse of nature, like damaging coral reefs or exploiting space, etc. Then there is a hope for the future. The poet dreams of a world guided by ethical science and empathy. Now let's look into the poetic devices that are used in the poem to make the poem rich and enhance its meaning. First of all, we have juxtaposition. As I already told you, the poet contrasts absurd luxury, cars on coral reefs, with cosmic realities. Then we have metaphor, the metaphor of a burning temple, which is symbolizing the sudden awareness or fear. Then we have enjambment, that's run on lines, which means the lines flow into each other, mirroring the ongoing nature of the thought and conversation. Next we have allusion, which means the references to quark, anti-quark, and deep inelastic scattering allude to particle physics. So that is allusion to the particle physics. Then we have imagery. A strong visual imagery is used there, like winding staircase, sky is one long cover of impassivity. So these kinds of visual imageries create mood and depth of the poem. When we are taking the examples from poetic devices, we can see that the metaphor burning temple in the fields is an emotional moment. It conveys an emotional moment of panic or realization. And a juxtaposition of getting married underwater, cars on coral reefs, these two images show the bizarre reality of human extravaganza. Then there is a scientific allusion like pentaquark, anti-quark, and all. So it adds the layered meaning and symbolize the complexity of life. The life is complex, but it seems like simple, but it's actually complex. Then comes the imagery, like descriptions, as we already told, winding staircases, sky is one long cover of impassivity. All these things create a visual and emotional setting. So to conclude, this poem is not just about science or emotion. It's about how the two interact in our daily lives, conversations, dreams, and fears. While it suggests that palaces, our achievements and structures are temporary, it also tells us that empathy, curiosity, and the desire to understand the universe endure. So the poem encourages us to pursue science with heart and responsibility, to see wonder in the smallest particle, and to listen deeply to the questions of the next generation. So that's all for today. Thank you.